Welcome students, teachers, faculty, family, and friends. Class of 2019, can you believe it? We made it to graduation. 13 years ago, our journey began. It was a long, winding journey filled with early mornings and late nights, sports practices and music rehearsals, triumphant victories, and learning experiences. But here we are, all 1,093 of us gathered today. We've come so far. But what does being a high school graduate mean? Is there really any difference between us now and after we flip our tassels and receive our diplomas? In one sense, graduating is proof that we've been educated. We're well-versed in literature and biology and algebra and chemistry. We know how to evaluate polynomials and analyze Hamlet's tragic flaw. And by now, I'm sure that we all know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Being a North Penn graduate also means that we battled our ways through the crowded halls in under 4 minutes, managed not to drown in sophomore swimming, and probably saw just a few too many same photos of Dr. Todd Bauer on Instagram. We shamelessly consumed multiple world's finest chocolate bars in class, tried our best not to catapult our Chromebooks across the room in frustration when they malfunctioned, which was quite often, and became world-class sprinters after running to beat the buses every day at 2:12. But what does being a graduate really mean? I could say that it means that we're fully prepared. We're ready to go out and change the world. That as soon as we leave here today, we have to start making a difference in society. Yet, this outlook can be somewhat idealistic and quite unrealistic. To me, being a graduate simply means that we gain full responsibility for our own futures as we enter into the real world. Don't get me wrong. If someone sitting out here in the sea of blue discovers a cure for cancer, becomes president, or even turns into a famous SoundCloud rapper, hats off to you. After all, we're not only one of the largest graduating classes in Pennsylvania, but also in the country, so I wouldn't be surprised if many of you leave monumental legacies on the world. But we don't need to make world-known impacts to be able to improve ourselves and our communities. Life is not an even playing field, and we all have encountered and will face a different set of challenges. However, we ourselves have the ability to craft our lives into what we most desire. Almost exactly 30 years ago, two young students who were just a few years older than us now made the difficult decision to immigrate to the United States in search of a better future, leaving behind their families, friends, and everything familiar to them 7,000 miles away. They were in their early 20s, starting a new life in a new country, trying to surpass language barriers, and simultaneously attending school and working hard day and night just to make ends meet. Through their tireless perseverance, laser-focused goals, and sheer willpower, they've welcomed challenges with open arms and built their lives up little by little. Fast forward 3 decades to today. You can find these two people sitting out here in the audience, and for myself, I'm fortunate to be able to call them Mom and Dad. Just like my parents, you all have the power to take control of your future. Whether your ambition is to find a job that you love, beat the world record egg Instagram like count, or start a petition to eradicate nighttime forever, you are the ones who hold the match, who light the fire and determine how brightly your life shines. We can't wait for others to transfer their spark. Rather, we must initiate and ignite our own flame. As high school graduates, we're also equipped with a powerful tool, our education. North Penn is a microcosm of the world around us, and here, we've already been exposed to people with different backgrounds and with differing opinions. In classroom debates and discussions, we've learned to examine contrasting viewpoints and make objective analyses, paying respect to others, even if we may not necessarily agree with their side. Why can't we bring this amity outside of the classroom into our world today? Our current country is politically and socially polarized, with far too many people gravitating towards the extremes. In reality, most situations are not black or white. We need to realize that gray exists, that compromise exists, and accept and honor the fact that other people may have different opinions. Take the education that we worked so hard for these past 13 years and use it to challenge our own biases, immerse ourselves in a diversity of views, and work towards creating positive change. Before I conclude, I would like to thank my mom for being my biggest supporter, my dad for always having my best interests at heart, and my brother Chris for being their best role model and someone I look up to every single day. As a class, I'd also like to thank our teachers for their kindness, patience, and dedication. They've inspired us and helped us see the world in so many different ways. Class of 2019, as you leave the stadium today for the first time as North Penn alumni and move on to the next step of this journey, I hope that you will live your life passionately, meaningfully, and deliberately. Remember that you are the ones who carry the fire. Congratulations, Class of 2019. I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.